Well, hello. You know the rules. Not important who I am. What I have to say, I feel like it's getting more and more important, but maybe only to me, and that's okay. I'm really working on myself right now because I realized that, well, I've realized it for a while, that it is absolutely impossible, first of all, for me to have any credibility in my words, to affect any kind of real change if I'm not willing to make some real changes. What is it that you want from this world? I mean, honestly. What would it take? What would have to happen for you to start making some real changes? For you to examine your life? Make a short list, make a long list. What needs to be improved on? What needs to be changed? Have you given in to the world of narcissism so much that you're not the problem? Because if you really feel that you as an individual are above criticism, that you're above improvement, really? I mean, I can't think of a single person that has that quality. And what is going on with this world right now that we think 5 million years or 30 million years or however many million years, we've just all got it going on. We haven't listened to anything of the past. I mean, create a few internets and you get time going a little faster and people are screaming louder than they ever have over nothing because they're not being recognized. Do you think people that starve to death, do you think families that are totally annihilated, do you think they're crying about not being recognized? Do you know what the meaning of being an American and being perceived as a certain way? Being a leader? Leaders don't cry as to why not me. Great leaders, they eat last. They take care of everybody first because they know that when those around them are well taken care of, when they feel trust, when they know that they're respected and they respect you back, the machine works like a fine oiled machine. I'm serious and I'm joking all at the same time because I feel like I don't think that you really want any of these things. I don't think atheists want theists to become atheists or vice versa. And you know, I'm going to just say it. I said it before and I got a lot of shit for it, but yet I keep hearing other people who I am respecting say, most atheists, they're not atheists. You're something, but you're not atheists. Because you clearly are angry or fighting an angry, angry thing that you don't believe in. Now, you can send the hate if you want, or you can just take a step back and take a look and go, maybe. Because I can tell you, the longer I've been here in the great debate community, there have been two times since my mother died that somebody has said something to me. And in the moment, the flash came over me that, oh, if I die and I find out there is this God, I am going to be so pissed. And then I think about what I said before, about I'm glad I had no concept of any kind of God, because what I went through as a child, if I had known that there was a God up there watching, letting it happen, if you don't think that this one point has not affected millions and millions and millions of people throughout history, because it's been said, I wasn't the one who said it. It has affected everybody. Let me tell you what I figured out on my own. Because there's a lot I learned from everybody else, just as we all do. The Christians are just vomiting up what they've been told, and badly. There's 40,000 different denominations of Christianity. There's a problem with that. There's only one kind of human. I mean, it's not logical. Regardless, the atheists, the majority of atheists, are just fighting windmills. They're just trying to get that dragon that they hated so much to die. I wonder, is it the dogma, the ideology that you want to die? I mean, you just can walk away from it, you know. If every theist that doesn't believe, and we know you're out there because there's whole organizations there to help you, we know that you're using those. If everybody who doesn't believe in the Judeo-Christian God or God-type model, omnipotent type God model, would stand up and say, I'm sorry, I no longer believe in this, and would back the truth, because the great philosophers in the world have said, it just takes one person to stand up into the truth. Who that one person will be that will get through to everybody, who knows? And if that's what you're racing for, if you're racing to be the one because you want the honor on you, then your motivation is clear. Are you trying to fight those who called you stupid? Are you trying to fight those who didn't accept your advances, your flirtation, your hand in friendship, your hand in marriage or romance? Are you fighting your peers that were less than nice to you? Are you fighting that self-confidence that wasn't quite there for you? Are you fighting the parents that were supposed to take care of you? What are you fighting? Because atheists, if you're fighting so hard because there's nothing there, I think you should look again. But here's the thing. If you're not interested in real change, if you're not interested in actually being a part of something really fabulous, and I'm not talking about what I'm finding out and what I'm finding to be true, because everybody can believe what they want, right? The only reason I share it is because it falls in line with exactly what I have believed long before I ever came to the GDC, long before I ever even heard of the internet. I always felt that there was something, that these stories, you know, I used to sit and listen to my grandmother, and my grandmother would tell me about what her grandmother said, and so on. This is part of who we are. And we're missing that. And we're missing out on, if nothing else, to get a real glimpse of what our ancestors were telling us. I mean, we reproduce. I mean, really, if we don't care about what they said, right? If we don't care that maybe part of it is right, maybe there's part of it that's right, but that part might actually expect you to be responsible. That part might actually expect you to be gracious and not troll people, not judge people, at least not harshly and unduly. I mean, we all judge. We have eyes, we have a brain that has the ability to distinguish between something that's trying to kill us and something that's not, right? So we have to judge. Otherwise we'd be walking into the spider's den every 5 seconds. So this whole thou shalt not judge, very convenient, Christianity. Tell us not to judge. Let me tell you where else Christianity dupes us, right? As I was thinking again about original sin, right? What the original sin was, and what I've learned, that the original sin was actually probably Adam blaming Eve. But that's just too easy, right? Because, like I had mentioned, we'll take that wrong as humans. The feminists, the third wave feminists, who, trust me, are off their rocker, right? The more I hear the comments from these women, I'm a creative woman and I'm afraid that if I have children, it will stifle my creativity. What do? You fucking idiot. Raising children, raising another human being to be fabulous. Are you telling me you can't put any creativity into that? Really? You can't go off to Milan before you get married and go fuck a few guys and smoke cigarettes and drink whiskey and do whatever you need to do and paint nudes and get it all out of your system before inevitably you're going to want to have children around 30, because they all do. Even the women that go to school, they become high-powered attorneys and doctors. Funny, they all start leaving around 30. You don't have to have children to be a valid female. As far as I'm concerned, you don't even have to have a vagina, right? I really don't care about any of that nuance. But what I care about is the fact that we take no pride, that we find no value in raising other human beings, even though so many of us are in therapy because of what our parents did or didn't do. I mean, really. And if you're not in therapy, or you haven't spoke to somebody and you have some big complaints about your parents, I mean, it's epidemic. So you can deny it if you want, or you can just lay down your weapons and let's get on with some shit. Let's take care of some stuff. Let's actually make a difference. Let's make a conscious effort to take humanity into the sunlight and let all the badness die that can, because there is some badness that will never go away. And what we need to do is start preparing people. If I could tell you the movement I have made with my PTSD, with the acknowledgement of some very basic facts, that the flashbacks don't go away. I wish they would go away more. They're better. But it's the feeling I have inside. And I don't care if anybody praises me for the first time in my life. I don't care if I'm seen. I wrestle with myself whether I want to flip that camera on every time. Like I can make a video with a whiteboard or something, but I'm so bad at it that it takes me like 3 times as long. But for the first time, it occurs to me that that's not important anymore. What's important is that we use this technology for healing, for loving, for arming ourselves, for learning truth. So, Christianity comes up with the 7 deadly sins. These are the things that steer you away from Christ-like behavior, which you are Christ, so I don't know why you want to steal away from yourself. Never mind. I can explain it if you want, but I really am not going to waste my time on this video if you're not interested. But there is more there than we know. Oddly enough, the 7 deadly sins are missing a very, very key malevolent behavior. And it conveniently allows them to do what they do. It's deception. It's actually lies. It is the biggest sin. In psychology, lies and betrayal are known to be the most damaging to the human psyche. Fact. Think about all the people who you've met as adults that were still pissed off because if you mentioned Santa Claus, finding out Santa Claus wasn't real. Every once in a while you run into somebody that will flash that back. Oh, I'm so pissed. Or people who are rejected in love, or people who are cheated on. Not 3 miles from where I'm sitting right now, a woman and her 2 small children were killed because of jealousy. Because apparently he was lied to. He's not the first. And he won't be the last. But there's a reason that we're so offended by lies. There's a reason that lying is so deplorable. It offends us more than anything. But those other 7 deadly sins, boy, they keep us busy, don't they? They keep us guilt-ridden, and so we keep being lustful. I'm talking right now. Please don't interrupt. Oh, that okay Google. I always forget. It keeps us distracted.
Sorry, I don't understand.
I wasn't talking to you. So it is convenient that they leave it out, because then it becomes a part of our society, right? Because everybody lies. I mean, a white lie is one thing. That's when a complex problem is bigger than you can manage, right? Not everybody needs to know all the truths, right? There is no reason why you need to tell somebody, yes, you look fat in those pants. There isn't. We watch our politicians lie time and time again. We keep electing the same kind of people. We watch lies happen all the time. We watch each other lie. We watch each other lie to ourselves, their spouses, their children. We watch them lie to the government. I mean, how many people cheat on their taxes? How many people pirate cable? How many people buy pirated movies and DVDs? Just lies after lies after lies. Just deception everywhere. Now look, I'm not trying to be Miss Goody Two-Shoes, even though I don't do that shit. I gotta tell you, that is the one area. But you know, I'm a truth seeker, right? I don't want to have to ever lie, right? I will tell you that your hair looks nice once in a while when it doesn't. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I may omit some things about my personal life that I don't trust you with. Yeah, that's okay. You can do the same. You should do the same. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the stuff that really defines who we are, right? The stuff that gets us through each day. Do we want to be the type of person that just has to, you know, you got to work your way. Oh, I got to do this. I got to get my way in. You know, I got to get mine. It's not working for us. I mean, it's not working for us. We need to do something different. But the first thing we need to do, and I've mentioned this before, we need to take care of ourselves as individuals. Take stock of who we are. Figure out what you want to do, what you want to be, what your limits are. I'm not telling you that you need to be perfect. I'm not telling you that you need to be anybody else's vision of you. I'm talking about what vision you want to be. What is it that you wanted to be that either you decided not to be, or someone told you you couldn't, or all of the above? What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? I mean, you are who you are, and whether you know it or not, you're good enough exactly the way you are. So really what your challenge is to be a better version of what you are, or be the thing that is the bigger thing. The consciousness meeting the unconscious. It's the logos. It is life itself that is divinity, right? Why would it piss you off that every human has a spark of divinity in them? Why does that bother you? I mean, what's the harm in that? So what if we are all a bunch of gods walking around? We're not really. I mean, it's more like we are the Jesuses, right? We are all the Jesus. Our experience, our logos, is that's the Jesus, right? And it's the relationship that we all have with each other. That's the God. Sometimes when we realize things about ourselves, when we do wrong, when we have to make a change, we have to actually die. Part of us has to die. And then be reborn. That is how we roll. It's okay if, see, this doesn't, just because it destroys the Sky Daddy, doesn't mean it destroys a purpose. I mean, it seems like that would be a really exciting purpose if you decided that, wait a minute, that does make sense to me. That means we are all really important. I mean, really important. That means that everybody who said, sit down, you're not a snowflake, can go fuck themselves because we're all snowflakes. We're all important, right? Does that mean that we're all going to be exactly the same? No, but it means that we all play a part here. What is it inside of you that really wants to be better than somebody else? Can you not see the dynamic of they're fucked up? Think good of yourself. You are. We have seen it throughout history, time and time again. Human life is valuable. We don't have telethons and all this bullshit for nothing. People aren't yelling safe spaces for nothing. That is the cries of small children that were never nurtured. It seems, you know what? I don't know. I thought, oh, this will keep me going. This will give me direction. I feel good about this. But you know what? How frustrating is it going to be to know that at the very basics, people are not interested in taking care of each other. People are just not interested in dropping their anger. What does that say about us? What does that say? And it's just us here in the West. I mean, there are people all over that are unhappy. When I look at my Korean friends and that whole culture, and I look at their television and what they watch each other. They watch each other in a positive light. They love to sing and dance for each other. There's a little kissing on TV, but not the overt stuff that is just like, it's going to offend some people. That has to be important to us. It has to be important. When my children were coming up to teenagers, I knew they were going to swear. I know very few people. I know one person who does not cuss. She's got her own issues, but she doesn't cuss ever. Everybody else I know swears, virtually. So I took a different light. I said, okay, they're just words. You may swear anywhere in this house that you like, but you cannot swear at me. You cannot swear at each other, right? Because that's anger, and there's got to be a better way to handle anger than swearing at each other. And you cannot swear in public. Why can't you swear in public? Well, there are little old ladies out there. There are very, very small children out there. There are families that don't believe that or don't think the way I think. And they all need to be respected. When we are in the public, we share our time. When we are in our house, we can be how we want. Now, if I knew this at 25, 30 years old, it's not a hard concept. It's not a hard concept. I see other cultures do it. I mean, I'm in other countries and not just South Korea. I'm in other countries and I see people being more civil to each other under equally stressful situations. People bumping into each other, they don't have road rage. I mean, they're not, hey, I'm walking here. They're just not screaming about those things. I mean, really, is our American arrogance really going to take us down this way? Because you know what, if we're going out, I'd like to go out with some honor. don't want to go out all of this. It's too fucking easy to go to a goddamn city council meeting and get your city in line. It's too easy. It's too easy to just not get in other people's business. That's too easy. Or is it? You don't want to look inside yourself? Why, you're good, you're all perfect. No? It's too painful? I know that. Sometimes it feels like it's going to kill you. But you can't give in to that. Because you are in control, right? That's the old thinking. That's them saying that somebody else is, you must consciously think every day, you are in control. Even if you're an addict, you're in control. Guess who runs AA meetings? Guess who is the whole AA organization? Christianity. Of course you're powerless. Of course you have to surrender to a higher power. You're the higher power. You are the higher power. And it's going to take sheer force of will. It's going to take you digging deep and wanting life. It's going to take you to look inside yourself and say, nobody defines me but me. Nobody gets to tell me, because nobody lives in me. Nobody knows what I know about me and about my experience. You got to get indignant. You got to reach down there into your monster, the evil that's in all of us, and you got to let it come up just enough so you know how to stand up for yourself, and then put those teeth in and control it. That's your resurrection right there. You go from hating yourself and feeling horrible and blaming yourself for everything, victimizing yourself. I mean, you're persecuting yourself. It's time to die on that cross and be resurrected, a strong human being. That's the lesson. That's what the tale is about. I still have work to do, of course, on me forever and ever, but more than I think some people, I don't know. I just because I feel my situation's unique to me, and I don't know a lot of people that have gone through this. I'm sure there are. I know there are. So I'm not going to yammer on much longer. I'm encouraging you to hear my passion and know that maybe you think this is boring because it doesn't play into the game, right? It doesn't keep the GDC ball rolling. If that's how you feel, then I guess you don't really understand how exciting it could be to actually save humanity. Again, if you think that just a small group can't get something started, have vision. Have vision. I believe it when I say that humanity is humanity's role model. I believe that we teach each other what to do, both good and bad, every single day. I believe that if I do something good for myself every day, if I keep making improvements, that I'll be an example for somebody. Not only will I live a good life, but hopefully I can inspire somebody else to do the same. And I'll have more time to do something nice for somebody if they need it. If I can't, at least I know I won't be a burden to society. I'll have a better attitude when I'm out in public. I want better for others. That's got to be good. So every day I get up and I do the right thing, the right way, every time, no matter what. And when I don't, I just keep thinking, try again, do it again, do it again. Because there's no failure. Just keep trying. And it'd be easy to get away with it because usually nobody's watching. But that's when it really counts. When nobody is around and you do the right thing. You gotta love yourself as much as I love humanity. That's a lot. I promise you that. So, you know it. Go live your life. I got things to do. I got some sexy videos to watch. The boys are out of control. I have to figure out what's going on. There's a story around that too that I'm going to make a video about. I know there's probably a lot of people who are thinking, what is her thing? It's this K-pop and then it's this conversation. They are all intermixed, and I hope I can pull it together for you so at least you see what I see. Not that you need to agree or hop on that bandwagon, but I want you to see what I see because I think it's really wonderful. And I think it's a real testament as to talk about testifying, right? See, all of these things don't have to go away in our world to testify as to what is good, to persecute what is bad. You can't act that way. You cannot be horrible to people, right? Think what you want in your own home, but when you come out into the yard to play, get your manners on. We can still gather together and sing together and dance. We can be heroes just for one day.